So the first thing we're going to do is create triggers. We're going to do this on the kick, snare, and both tom tracks. So I have the kick drum track pulled up right now. I've created triggers in a lot of different ways in the past. The method I've settled on is this plugin called DRT. It seems to be the best. I use this to do a lot of different things later on depending on the song. I could trigger drum samples. If I'm doing some electronic type music, then I can convert it to MIDI and do all sorts of things with that. For this song, though, I'm just creating triggers so that I could trigger some drum samples later if I want to mix those in with the real drums, if I need to reinforce some element that is missing from the real live drum. I don't default to go into this method all the time, but while I'm editing, I go ahead and create triggers while I'm using the technical side of my brain before I need to get creative later. So we have the track highlighted. In this plugin, you just hit Analyze. So it's gone through and created some trigger points. So what I do is I'm going to be going through and making sure all the triggers are in the right spot. Let me move things around here. Okay. So what you can do is you can highlight this. Let's okay. So those all look good. So I'm just going to go through, make sure there's no false triggers triggering on like a snare drum or some toms, which happens if it's not set properly. So here's the verse. So we've got some false triggers in there. So with this, the trick to getting this set is there's a loudness and sensitivity setting. So the sweet spot is usually in here in this region. So let me start with moving these faders. So that should be a little better. So I'll go back and I'll recheck these. Those look pretty good. Cool. So those are pretty good now. Those look good. Sorry, I'm having issues with my mouse. It's not responding very quickly. Those look good. This is the bridge where the second drummer comes in. It's a lot louder. Just double check those. You can do all sorts of additional things with this plugin, but I'm just going to create straight up triggers. Okay, everything looks good to me. So there's all the triggers. We've checked them. So just hit render and it's going to create all these to clicks. you'd want to create a duplicate tracker playlist so you still have your original real drum, but for this video I'm just going to do it this way. Okay, so now we got clean triggers. All the bleed is out in between. So here's the original. And here's with the triggers. Then I'll go on to do the snare and the toms in the exact same way. Then I have triggers, so they're available when I'm mixing if I do need triggers. Thanks. See you in the next video.